You guys have been away in Dublin recently. How was that kind of going forward to prepare for the Champions League?
It was a good experience. It's the third time we've been over the last three times that we've qualified, and we've went there each year because they're a second seed team. It sort of gives us a good baseline as to where we are. I think this year was probably the first year that we've went across and competed with the ball as well. Like we've went across and competed before, but maybe on the counter attack or just sort of hanging on in there in some games. But this year we went away. We played a lot of the ball. We were like leading the whole game up to the final, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. And it went to 5-5, and then they've just run out 8-5 winners in the end. But they've went away the following week and played Anderlecht, who are already in the. I don't even know the next round. I think they're coming in the round after, or they're in the
Yeah,
main round anyway. So they're that's sort of the level that they're aiming to, and we're trying to get to their level. So it's always a good benchmark for us.
obviously heading to Austria for the Champions League. First of all, how excited are you and the boys, and what are you looking forward to most about going?
Yeah, well, yeah, we're obviously very excited to go away. This has been, I think it's my sixth or seventh now, and but we've got players coming for the first time. We've got a few new players that haven't been abroad before, haven't competed at this level. We've got players that again are doing it for their second, third time that are getting used to the level as well. So we're looking forward to the challenge. I think it'll be the top two seeds. I think will be very good based on what we know. The hosts from Austria will be, I mean, the Austrian team that won it last year. It's not the same team, but it sort of shows the level. They beat Aberdeen quite comfortably last year, and we know how hard it is to compete with Aberdeen. So taking that into that next step will be difficult. So that's our second seed teams and their host nation, which obviously gives them home advantage. The Azerbaijan team, Araz, they'll be very good. They'll be technically sound. They beat Sparta Belfast comfortably as well last year as well. So again, both of those teams will probably be aiming to qualify through the group, and we're just hoping that we can sort of put on a performance that justifies where we're at and justifies where Scottish futsal's at. And then you've got the game against Sparta Belfast, which I think is the one that I think a lot of people are maybe looking forward to watching and seeing the outcome of. And again, I think it'll be a tough game. They're not going to be. They've won their league for a reason, and Northern Irish, the national team's on the up, which suggests that their league sides will be on the up as well. So we've sort of got to, we've got to be at our best to compete in that game, and we obviously want to win that game. We want to win all the games, but we want to win that game. More so because we've sort of worked so hard over the years to get to that third seed. Now we've got the third seed to maintain it. You have to win games. um, so that's what we're sort of looking forward to for that one.
How do you then prepare as a team from playing in the Scottish Super League to then playing in the Champions League? How does that work?
For us, it's probably more focused on. Oh, I mean, a lot of players get their physical conditioning through their football and things. That's the way futsal is here. We try and keep it sort of short and sharp at our training, but then also we probably do a lot more focus on the smaller details that matter more at that level. So your set pieces, your defending and attacking set pieces, your power plays, your fly goalies, almost the defensive structure of the game and how to press and when to press, and our patterns of play from the goalkeeper, our set plays from a defensive kick and things. So we're sort of it's going into those finer details because we know how each other play. We've played with each other for such a long time now. Even though we've got new players come in, it feels like when we do bring in players, we continue the same sort of style.
Mentioned there, you take on three sides. You take on an Austrian side, Northern Irish side, an Azerbaijani side. Three obviously very different areas. What kind of differences do you think will be between the three games? Bearing in mind as well that you've got two games in 2 days, and then you mentioned you've got a day off and then a third game. But how pivotal is it to kind of approach each game as their own game? Because as you know, they'll play differently.
Yeah, the Austrian team have we play them first, so they're obviously hosts. There's going to be, I'd imagine, there'll be a crowd of some sort there. It's their first time in the Champions League, so there'll be a lot of attraction and a lot of probably intensity from them. Looking at their squads from what we know, we've played an Austrian team 3 years ago, I think it was, and that was a lot of Austrian players with a couple of imports in. But whereas this probably is going to be more of the opposite, maybe a few more imports, and then a few Austrian players thrown in there as well. So you'll have an Eastern European side that'll be well drilled, they'll be physical, they'll have their patterns of play, they'll be strong, they'll be technically very good as well. Um, when you move on to Azerbaijan, they'll probably be individually good, collectively good. They'll probably play a different style. I'm not going to do much detail. They'll play a different style to what we think the Austrians will play. But again, it'll be both of them will be a high level that we need to match, and we need to make sure that we're best prepared for that. And I think they'll be technically very good. Both teams will be technically very good, but I think the Azerbaijan team will be technically very good. I've seen they've recruited a few players that are I can't exactly remember their names, but I think they're Ineos.
Always a
um,
good stand. Always a good sign.
yeah. No, but they'll be good either way. The Azerbaijan national team's very good, so that's not going to be a slouch on their team at all. They've won the league 17 times or something, so they're going to be more than capable and more than suited to this level. And then the Sparta Belfast game, they'll be again probably similar to us. Probably, I know there's sort of at their maybe earlier stages in terms of UEFA, but they've been many times before. Some of the players have played before. They played in Northern Ireland team. They'll be physically strong. They'll be quick. They'll be aggressive. They'll probably look to defend and counter. They might come out against us, but they'll see us as the target there to get 3 points. So we've got to make sure that we're on our game there because they'll be right up for it. So we've got to make sure that we probably are good in moments in the games that are key moments to stop momentum and gain momentum.
As well as that, obviously, people can watch from home. How much you're looking forward to being able to have the games online, and that people who obviously can't make the trip to Austria watch along from home.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We've there's a few family members going across, which is good. Every time we've went away, we've had some people come across, which is nice. And then there's obviously people that'll be able to watch it from here. And I just hope that we do ourselves justice when we go across there. That we play the best game we can, and people and enjoy it. And then at the end of the day, whether it's the young players coming through the club or other people in Scottish futsal that they see it as a level that they can get to one day and they can play it there as well, because that's the point of us in futsal, is to try and grow the sport in Scotland. And if that means people watching at home, then hopefully we can get lots of people a bit of interest around it.